Hey there. I hope you're all doing well. I'm here today to share a story from my past. This all happened years ago when I was just 18, fresh out of high school and deeply in love with a girl I had known since our high school days. Her name was Maddie, and we had been together for about a year. Things were going well until the last month of our relationship. The spark was fading and she seemed distant. She always claimed to be busy working at her family's grocery store, a small business that I was familiar with because I had worked there too during a brief period of unemployment. Her family was lovely, especially her father, who appreciated my work ethic and dedication to my studies. Our relationship had its challenges since both of us were working, leaving us only with weekends to spend together. One weekend, a friend of mine called me with news that shattered my world. She had seen my girlfriend out with another guy. I was devastated but determined to find out the truth before making any accusations. It took me nearly 3 weeks to convince Maddie to come over and spend some time with me. Finally, the night came when she agreed to come over. She went into the bathroom, leaving her phone unattended. I used that opportunity to check her phone. And there it was, the proof of her infidelity. She had been cheating on me with her ex-boyfriend, a guy I knew from school, a real dirtbag. This guy was the classic troublemaker, never attending classes, always smoking and drinking, and even selling drugs at school. I despised people like him, especially for selling drugs to kids. It was a new low, and I was furious. The messages I found between Maddie and this other guy were filled with absolute disdain for me, claiming I was too nice and too focused on my work. I found out that Maddie was going to this guy's place to drink, get high, and fuck. It felt like a punch to the gut, and it shattered my trust in relationships. As I continued to scroll through their conversation, I discovered that Maddie had been stealing money and items from her family's business to fund their vices. A plan formed in my mind, and I acted swiftly. I took screenshots of the incriminating messages and sent them to her father from her phone, making sure he knew the truth about his daughter's actions. I let him know that it was me sending the messages, and that I'd just found out about all of this and wanted to let him know what his daughter had been getting up to behind all our backs. When Maddie emerged from the shower, I confronted her with the evidence, and she was speechless. I ended the relationship there and then, telling her to leave. But that wasn't the end of it. As she was leaving, I let her know she was in for a surprise when she got home. She left my place confused. Her father called me, apologizing for his daughter's actions, and he informed me that he had already contacted the police. They were waiting for her to return home, and were also apprehending her ex-boyfriend as an accomplice. Justice was served, and I felt a mix of relief and satisfaction knowing that they wouldn't escape the consequences of their actions. She spent the night in a cell with her ex, and later a judge ordered her to pay back the stolen amount and sentenced her to community service. As for her ex, he had previous warrants, but I never found out what happened to him in the end. Regardless, I had cleansed my life of toxic influences and moved forward. It was a bittersweet victory. The pain of betrayal still lingered, but knowing that she faced the consequences of her actions brought me a sense of closure. Thanks for listening, and thanks for letting me share my story.